Coming up on this week's news, electricians take a historic step closer to achieving professional status. A row breaks out over the future of London's remaining gas lamps, and entries are now open for one of the most prestigious award events in the electrical industry. Welcome to Electrical News Weekly in association with Myenergi. Whether you're listening in the van, on site or down at the wholesale counter, I'm Joe Robinson and I've been through the best of the electrical industry news to save you the trouble. And as always, if you think you've spotted the two words I've been challenged to slip into today's show, comment them below for the chance to win a prize. The prize of professional status for electricians took a step closer this week with the news that a proposed law is set to go before the Scottish Parliament in the coming months. The bill could lead to the trade getting so-called protection of title. This would put them on the same standing as architects and gas engineers. It means that if passed, it would be an offence for someone to call themselves an electrician if they don't have the right qualifications. The proposal is being pushed by Jamie Halcrow-Johnston, who is member of the Scottish Parliament for the Highlands and Islands. It has long been championed by the Electrical Contractors Association of Scotland, Select. The initiative will now be scrutinised by lawmakers and other experts. The campaigners are upbeat about the outcome because there's said to be a lot of support for the campaign across all the political parties. Fiona Harper, the Secretary of the Scottish Joint Industry Board, said that regulation of electricians was an issue of public safety. Therefore, the profession should be protected by the full weight of the law. Campaigners in England and Wales believe that it will be easier to push the case for professional status there if Scotland decides to regulate. We'll keep you posted of developments in the coming months. Meanwhile, south of the border, the Electrical Contractors Association has called on the government to cut levies and connection costs on electricity generated through green technology. This will boost installation work for the trade, they say, while levelling the playing field. Seemingly hypersonic energy price rises, uncertainty of supply and slow uptake of renewables are all holding the electrical trade back. It says wholesale reform is urgently needed now if we are to move towards net zero electricity that works for everyone and that everyone can afford. In other news, the Structural Timber Association's latest guidance on robust floors has included an I-Joist for the first time. I-Joists are made from engineered wood and are lighter than solid timber. They don't twist, bend or split. Now, the new version of the STA's pattern book for the construction of robust floors has included the I-Joist from Staircraft. Its range achieves 30-minute fire protection and is deemed to be robust using just 12.5mm plasterboard, not 15mm. The best part about this for electrical contractors is that downlights can be positioned anywhere in the floor as long as there is no more than one downlight per metre squared and they are no closer than 600mm apart. This is a massive leap forward from the recent requirements, so always check that the flooring system that you're volleying lights into is made by Staircraft. There's a choice of over 50 lighting brands you can use with Staircraft floors. You'll find some information in the show notes. It's been revealed that false alarms made up a staggering 98% of automatic fire alarm confirmed incidents between April 2020 and April 2021. The Home Office report said that 90% of this figure is due to faulty apparatus. The study was collated from fire and rescue services across the country and shows that just 2% of the incidents from automatic fire alarms were a result of an actual fire. Researchers say that most of the false alarms could easily be avoided with proper maintenance and by ensuring the correct type of life safety product is installed for the environment in the first place. Electricians and facility managers are also being warned this week to prepare for the forthcoming ban on the most popular types of fluorescent lamp. Trade association Lighting Europe says those responsible for lighting need to start preparing now for the axing of workhorse light sources such as T8 and T5 tubes next year. Mercury containing T8, T5 and long life compact fluorescent lamps will be banned from sale in the UK from September 2023. Last year, most compact fluorescents as well as T2 and T12 lamps were axed. Lighting Europe said that now is the time to work with a lighting expert to review your current lighting and plan your transition to LED lamps. We've made some very helpful videos on this very topic, including one on converting traditional fluorescents to energy-saving LED tubes. I've popped the links in the show notes. Now, if you're the kind of person who has no time for modern nonsense like non-fungible tokens, prepare to enjoy some mild outrage. Still on lighting, a row has broken out over the sustainability of London's remaining 275 Victorian gas lamps. Westminster City Council is said to be exploring the viability of converting its historic lamps to LED. Advocates of the change argue that the lights are responsible for significantly more carbon emissions than LED. They also need a lot of expensive maintenance, and they could potentially be a threat to public safety, as delays to repairs on the historic lamps could impair the security of those using the streets after dark. They say the LEDs could be tuned to replicate the colour of the gas. Leading the case for retention is the GMB union, which represents the workers who maintain the lights. It advocates retaining the unique and atmospheric lighting as a tourist attraction and an integral part of the capital's heritage. It also believes it's more sustainable. GMB chief Andy Prendergast told the press that with the potential to convert them to hydrogen just around the corner, such a decision would be a short-sighted attack on our capital's heritage. He says that central London gas lamps are part of our heritage, and every year thousands of tourists flock to see them. Many original gas lamps have already been converted to LED. Downing Street's lanterns were converted in the 2000s. One of the most prestigious award events in the industry is now open for entries across a number of categories. The eFIXX Awards is all about acknowledging the incredible people and businesses that make our industry amazing, from the root to the fruit. As last year, we've got the same overarching categories of business, education and the fiercely contested 30 Under 30 award, recognising the bright young talent that's moving the industry into the future. This year, we've added some extra awards to those categories, including Residential Installer, Building Services Designer and Wholesaler of the Year in the business category, as well as Training Provider and Apprentice Employer of the Year in the education category. If you'd like to nominate a business or someone who you think is worthy of winning in any of these categories, then click the link in the show notes and get your submission in. And yes, you can nominate your own business or even yourself if you like, but don't delay, as entry won't be open forever. We had an amazing time last week at Jaguar Land Rover Birmingham, seeing some of the 30 Under 30 winners meeting up and networking with each other, along with some healthy competition on the go-karts in the afternoon. I'll leave it up to you to guess who was the slowest person around the track. Hint, it wasn't me. That's it for this episode. Coming up this week on our YouTube channel, we've got some fresh Q&As on EVs, and I'll be donning my flak jacket as the ever-controversial subject of bonding and earthing rears its ugly head again. This time we're looking at suspended ceiling grids. Also, it's a live stream week, so make sure you're tuned in Wednesday at 8 PM for all the usual fun games and meaty chat, including special guest appearances from David Barnes from eFIXX and social media superstar electrician Ryan Davis, who you may know off of the Instagram and Clip Clop and all that stuff. If you think you know the words I've smuggled into today's show, pop your guess into the comments and we'll dig out a goodie bag prize to the first to get the right answers. Last week's words were brouhaha and malarkey, and Paul Holmes was the first person to guess correctly. Incredibly quickly as it happens, I think we may be getting a little too obvious with these now. But anyway, well done to you, Paul. Click the link in the description below to claim your prize. Thanks for listening to this episode of Electrical News Weekly in association with Myenergi. Make sure you subscribe to receive the next update, and until next time, have a great week, stay safe out there, and remember, there's no such thing as a torque calibrated arm.